Today is July 3rd, 2024. It is 10 a.m. We will begin our meeting, as is our custom, with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you're able to join, please do. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think we need to note on the record that Chief Police is not here
For the first time.
ever since he's been chief. So it ought to be noted that he is not here today. Yeah.
Yeah, you did, y'all did get the update on
Yeah, I told him, I said, you show up every week.
We have a relatively light agenda today. There were a couple of things that need to be added. Let the record show for the roll call that all board members are present, as well as Clerk Treasurer Donna Cooper and Perry McCall, our City Attorney. I need to add two things to the agenda. One is the finalization of the CSX agreement that we discussed last time. We got the final version of that. And also we need to discuss our fireworks show and a backup plan with that. So if I can get a motion to approve that amended agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, a motion from Ernie, second by Maggie. Any other questions or edits? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that's unanimous. We've got our standing business, which includes our minutes from June 18th, our current claims, and our payroll allowance docket from June 10th, to June 24th. Entertain a motion. Motion by Maggie, second by Ernie. Any questions on those? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. That was unanimous. No public comment signed up, no old business, just the new business. So, Perry, did you want to go over the CSX agreement and just fill them in on where we are, what we're doing?
Well, the last you recall, we were here at the meeting, we had the preliminary draft of the agreement with CSX, and Josh Hill was in the process of trying to get the final draft of the agreement. That was provided. It is identical to the preliminary agreement. I went through each page word for word and made sure there wasn't any changes. So the preliminary approval was made. Today they're asking for the final approval of the agreement so they can proceed with that project, and it has certain timelines that are contingent upon it being executed today.
So I just need a motion to authorize me to execute that agreement.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Got a motion from Ernie, second from Maggie. Any questions for Perry on that one? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's unanimous. We'll be moving those properties along, so that'll be the trigger that they needed to close on that U.S. Capitol property purchase. They've that redevelopment commission meeting last night. They explained that U.S. Capitol said they would guarantee close within 30 days after getting this agreement. So it's my intention to sign this agreement and take that out to Shadow Lake today after the meeting, so they can have that and go ahead and get that trigger in place and get those properties sold. Yeah, moving right along. Just as a side note, with those properties being sold, now those are speculative buildings, but U.S. Capitol has a fantastic reputation of being able to get companies into their buildings relatively quickly. But in addition to that, I don't know if you saw it in the news, but we had the announcement of the CTDI expansion in River Ridge. So the existing building in River Ridge that you see off of Miami Trail, it's kind of towards the back, it was brand new. Denton Floyd built that building as a spec building, and they barely got it completed before they already had an expansion in it. Yeah, so CTDI is a company that's already in the Commerce Center on the Jeffersonville side down Paul Garrett, kind of towards the back where Paul Garrett International are. You'll see their building back there on that corner. They do, they contract out for phone repairs. And they say anytime you turn in an iPhone or pad or whatever, their workers refurbish those materials. So that's 600 jobs coming to Charlestown right on this end from an expansion of that company. And of course, Cheesecake Factory is still moving along. They expect to potentially break ground early next year and have that going. So that's another 200. So that's 800 just right in River Ridge, just two buildings with about 1,400 more developable acres on River Ridge on our end, not to mention the Shadow Lake impact. So yes, it's very exciting. The income tax revenue that we will generate from those companies is really going to be great. It's finally Charlestown's time to benefit from that plan, so it's going to be good. The other item that I needed to bring to you today, we had an issue with our fireworks show this year. basically we can't do it, because we shoot the fireworks off from, a hill where Jonathan Jennings is by the school. Last year, we just squeaked it in because the construction wasn't so far along that we couldn't do it. But this year, with advanced where they are in the construction phase, we cannot shoot the fireworks show from that hillside. And with the amount of fall zone that's required for fireworks, the only other place, Tony had the company come out and take a look throughout the city, the only other place they could find that would meet the fall zone requirements was out at Shadow Lake. And we're concerned that with it being that direction and that far away, and the curve of the earth and all the trees and everything, it being lower, you won't be able to see it as well as here. So, I had Tony reach out. He went to, what's it called, Thunder of Louisville, and saw the drone show, and he said, you know, what if we did a drone show instead? It'd be something unique, something different, but still a show, since you can't do fireworks. So he got some quotes, and he reached out to a couple of companies, and only one was available for that date, for community days, and it's Firefly Drone Shows, and we have a quote from them. They are the ones that do, are they the same ones that do Holiday World?
Holiday World.
Yeah, so they sent us samples of their shows and website, and we looked at some of their work, and so it's a 15-minute drone show, which is about the length of our fireworks shows. It's 200 drones. We get 6 custom formations, so we can actually get them to do some stuff that's Charlestown specific, you know, some pirate or something like that, and even put our sponsors in the, you know, our people that sponsor it. They've given us a significant discount. So it also, we have to provide travel, logistics, and lodging per diem for the 3-person crew that fly these drones. The total is $42,500 with a discount of $22,500, making the show $20,000. We have $12,000 in set aside for fireworks, which I've talked to a couple of council, talked to the council president, and in passing a couple of the other council members, and they're fine with, they're excited about this. They understand the need. They're perfectly fine with us using that $12,000 for this instead, even though it specifically says fireworks. Which leaves us an $8,000 gap. Well, our fireworks show usually costs us $15,000 anyway. So we've been, the past few years, we've used the sponsorships to cover that $3,000 gap. So we're looking at about a $5,000 gap, which I think we can get covered through additional sponsorships because of the ability to put their logos directly in the drones and see something you can't do with fireworks. So and it's unique, it'll be new. We can have it programmed to music, or we can talk to the band that's playing and get a medley, you know, from them to play or whatever. So anyway, in order to secure this, I needed to go ahead and get approval from the board. We don't have a finalized contract yet, we just have the quote, but we need to reserve this date. Their dates fill up first come, first serve. And by approving it today, we'll be able to tell them, hold the date, and then it would get me to, we'd get a contract for them to officially ratify at our next meeting. So that said, I'm happy to have Tony answer any questions because he's been the one talking directly to them. I should have brought the link down and showed one of the little shows.
What they do is they'll fly here, they'll fly for people here, they'll meet with Brian, and the music, actually the music is coordinated through them. They do everything.
Yep.
It's turnkey operation.
You know, Eva went, and Mark, my
Yeah.
son and daughter-in-law went last night to the drone show and all of them.
Yeah.
They went just for that.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I've seen it down there too.
Yeah. So, I mean, this show will be customized to us. It won't be like any other show around here. We'll be able to customize it to our
She'll have a
need.
wiener dog, yeah.
Don't push me. Either that or a squirrel, there may be a squirrel
Squirrel,
over
a wiener
there.
dog, a Mustang. Oh, Lord.
No, it'll be Charlestown Pirates,
Yeah.
football, and American flags. It'll be very Charlestown.
Squirrel, yeah.
I don't know, we might be able to get Donna's face up there.
Yeah, let's get Donna in there. Maybe we can shoot it off of Cooper's Way.
I think one of your other issues was
like the
the
pirates
noise
better.
part, that
Yeah.
people suffering from post-traumatic stress and dogs, and then basically how dry it's been, the fire hazard thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably a good idea to.
Yeah, so it'll be for community days, it'll be in September, and, of course, I don't know if it's gonna, we are very dry, I don't know if that drought condition's gonna continue through or whatever, but, you know, I get it, everybody loves fireworks, but Charlestown's never, we don't do a 4th of July fireworks show, and we fireworks have become so expensive, we were saving money by doing it in September when it's off season, But we do have a lot of, because we are a hidden heroes community for military caregivers, we are aware of at least 3 families in our community that have military veterans that suffer PTSD, that we always specifically notify whenever we're having a fireworks show, because it is traumatizing for them. And while we wouldn't make a decision, you know, we've always had fireworks, this one is just necessitated by the school, but it's a good opportunity, I think, to do something a little unique. You can catch fireworks shows at Bats games and the regatta over, you know, up in Madison and Sellersburg and all our sister communities, and that's that wonderful regional approach we have here. This will give people a different reason to come to Charlestown, so it should be unique. But it'll run on Saturday night community days in place of the fireworks show. So, if I can get a motion to approve that, we'll get that date reserved and we'll have a contract at next meeting.
Motion.
A motion by Maggie,
I'll second.
second by Ernie. Any other questions on it? I will email out the link to the shows. And if you go on their website, you'll be able to see they have several different shows with different levels of drones. Some of them have 500. There are different levels of this that you can do. We're going with the smaller level this year because it's our first year. But if there's one on there that's a 300 drone that's very close in what ours will look like, it's pretty impressive what they can do with these things. So. Yeah, so it's pretty cool what they can do. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that's unanimous. All right, Tony, you can contact them and let them know that we have approved it. We need a contract from them with their W-9 and their insurance and all that.
Okay.
And we'll get that on our next board, which is the 17th. Get that to you. All right, if there's nothing else before the board, I just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Ernie,
Second.
second by Maggie, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.